Discord has been under scrutiny recently for their new privacy policy, and people are asking themselves, is Discord spying on me? And the answer, honestly, might quite actually shock you, but let me start off by saying that, full disclosure, I am not paid, employed, or sponsored by Discord at the time of recording this. Basically, everything I say in this video is my own opinion. So let's start off with the mob that got created. Basically, this one Reddit post by this user 8 days ago said that Discord will possibly record your video calls, voice calls, and channels, including screen shares. And they talk about how 2 lines of the privacy policy were removed. They removed generally we do not store the contents of video or voice calls or channels, and they also removed the line of we also don't store streaming content when you share your screen. And of course, Twitter did what Twitter does and takes everything out of context and makes it significantly worse. We have a post here talking about the same Reddit post on Twitter, and it got 800,000 views, but that's not it, baby, because we have another post of the same thing, and it got almost 5 million views, and the outrage was completely insane. And when I thought things couldn't get any worse, well, Outrage 2 Electric Boogaloo happened, and Discord basically talked about how they're releasing AI, and of course, the Twitter crazy train went on, and people ended up making the conclusion that, oh, so that's why you're going to record voice calls. It's to turn Discord into one giant AI training model. And it's not just about recording your voice and video calls. Artists are concerned and basically say that now, since Discord removed those 2 lines, they now indicate that all content uploaded and stored will be fed into their AI for them to use how they please. Which does sound malicious, but of course, every irrelevant company tries their very best to scrape some sort of relevancy, and TeamSpeak even hopped on the train just to bash on Discord. Now, while everyone on the internet, including Twitter, is having a complete meltdown, you want to know what Discord is doing? Absolutely nothing. In fact, if you go on their official blog, there's nothing about the privacy policy, no indication, no clarification. You go on Discord's official Twitter page, and guess what? They're giving away shoes, not trying to fix this issue. There are only a handful of ways that you can actually get an official response from Discord, and they're hard to find. There's one official response by Discord. They edited the AI article to clarify a couple privacy things, and they responded to people on Reddit with comments. So if you're not a turbo nerd like myself that reads these blog posts, or you're someone that doesn't go on Reddit, you're kind of SOL, to be honest. There's only 2 other options that I've found so far. One is a private Discord server that has Discord staff talking about it, and the other is a PC Gamer article, which I'll look at a little bit in the future. But generally speaking, Discord is working on trying to fix it, but goddamn, they're slow. So I think it's time to finally clarify. What is real and what is fake? Should you be concerned about Discord recording you? Yes, but not for the reasons that everyone is upset about. Now, before I get into that rabbit hole, I want to talk about just debunking all the crazy conspiracy theories I see on the internet. And the first one, the easy peasy debunks, are basically people saying that Discord is using your messages and your media to train AI. And if you actually read the privacy policy, there is nothing like that in there. So I don't know where this came from, but generally speaking, that's not what's happening. Now, in terms of Discord's chatbot Clyde, which I talked about in my previous video, people were concerned about it recording your voice calls and turning all your messages into one giant AI training model. And props to Discord, they did edit their blog post about AI to clarify, and I'll quickly go through it. Clyde is designed to help friends hang out with a privacy-first and optional-only approach. While our AI features use OpenAI technology, OpenAI may not use Discord user data to train its general models. And Clyde can only access messages sent directly to it or sent in a thread it created. So there is a way for you to avoid your information being processed by AI. And like I said before, Discord is working on rephrasing their privacy policy, which is a good thing, but I really hope that Discord puts in some sort of statement, very clear statement, saying that your data will not be used for AI training. So that's in regards to AI, but let's talk about the main thing in this video. Discord removing these 2 lines talking about we generally do not store the contents of your video or voice calls or channels, and we also don't store streaming content when you share your screen. Is Discord truly recording you? And I mean, no harm to the original poster that posted this, but they don't know what's going on Discord. The reason why Discord removed these 2 terms of we generally do not store content of your video and voice calls and we don't store streaming content is because they're making new features that do record your streams, that do record voice content. For example, Advaith here, my favorite Twitter user on the planet, they show a whole bunch of Discord features that are basically up and coming. So these are voice messages, and of course, if you're recording someone's voice, you may need to change your privacy policy. And in another Twitter post by Pamely, which shows Advaith's leaks, you can see that there is some sort of clipping feature. It's actually the Go Live sessions or whatever the heck they're called. Basically, you can clip your Discord streams and have them as highlights in a certain channel, which fundamentally is storing your streaming content. So that is the main main reason why it's removed. And just to make it super clear, people have been wondering, well, since PlayStation partnered with Discord, is that why the privacy policy changed? Well, no, because the privacy policy hasn't come into effect yet, so that wouldn't work with Discord and PlayStation because it's already out. It just doesn't make sense. Now, Discord's official response comes in a PC Gamer article. Yes, instead of being directly from Discord themselves, you have to go to PC Gamer, which I honestly wouldn't have found this unless someone sent it to me. But a Discord representative told PC Gamer that this practice hasn't changed. Talking about privacy, there's not been a change in our position regarding recorded user content. In the updated policy, we provided clarity to outdated language that might be confusing given some upcoming product enhancements and releases. You know, like these features of recording your streams and voice clips. And they continued on by saying, however, we want to be clear, Discord does not store or record user content without their knowledge, which is, in my opinion, actually misleading. And the reason why it's misleading is because this post did something. I think people finally realize a little bit that Discord is honestly not a super private chat app in the first place. The only good thing I can say about Discord is that it doesn't sell user data, but it will sure give it to the government. And if you didn't know, when Discord was first made, it got a little bit of foreign investment. And if I conveniently zoom into this one paragraph here, you might see that Citron, Jason Citron, the CEO of Discord or whatever his position is, went through a whole bunch of funding, and then the company raised another round of funding earlier this year from Silicon Valley venture capital firm Benchmark Capital and Chinese internet gaming company Tencent. And keep in mind, this is when Discord started. It received funding from Tencent. Now, if you don't know what Tencent is, I'm going to link 2 videos in the description. There's a 1 hour and 20-minute one that is basically an absolute banger documentary, but if you don't want to watch an hour and 20 minutes on Tencent, there is a 9-minute video in the description by Polymatter talking about Tencent, but I'll give you the brief summary so we can understand what the heck is going on. Tencent is a massive Chinese company. And if you didn't know Chinese politics, there is mass surveillance in China by the CCP. Basically, they want to monitor what everyone does, but here's the thing. Since Tencent is a massive Chinese company, there are plenty of proven cases on the internet of CCP having their little grimy mittens in Tencent monitoring people, specifically on WeChat. So let me connect the dots. Mass surveillance in China. The CCP also has its grimy little mittens in Tencent, and Tencent has invested in Discord. You can see how there might be a little bit of a privacy concern there. Now, for a lot of you, this might make you think, well, it's time for me to get off Discord. And people have been suggesting Guilded as an alternative, and Guilded is owned by Roblox. And Tencent, if we just search for Roblox on this site, oh, Tencent also invested in Roblox. And as you can see, Discord is right above it. So it's kind of the same thing. If you're extremely concerned about your privacy, Discord and Guilded are not the way to go. If you want full-on privacy, then you're looking for something like Element.io or any app that uses the matrix.org network. It's open source, decentralized, end-to-end encrypted. It's private up the wazoo. Now, my next video will look at a couple of these more privacy-focused alternatives. Now let's swing back to privacy on Discord, because people have been sharing this image of basically you turning off your data on Discord. These do nothing. The first option here basically turns off how Discord can see what you're doing in terms of what buttons you're pressing. The one underneath here, use data to customize my Discord experience, basically just disables this thing in your home menu on the right. And this whole Twitter post fails to mention that if you scroll down to the very bottom of your privacy and safety page, no matter what, there is no option to disable Discord storing your messages. As you can see here, we need to store and process some data in order to provide you the basic Discord service, such as your messages. And the only way to stop this is by disabling or deleting your account. Now, you're probably really concerned about your privacy, and you might think Discord is evil, but in my most humble opinion, if you're just a normal person, you're not someone trying to plan domestic terrorism, or you're not an enemy of the CCP, then Discord really doesn't care about your messages. And why do I say that? Well, I've read through the Discord privacy policy about 30 times in my whole entire life, but the main thing that Discord does in terms of using your data is they need to store your messages and what servers you're in to show people your message. And in the privacy policy, it's right here, how we use your information to provide you with the services. But in terms of storing your messages, it does go a little bit deeper than that. They actually store your messages to protect our services, which is basically enforce their terms of service. If you scroll down even further on the privacy policy, Discord says that they will use your data to comply with our legal obligations. So if they get a warrant or a subpoena or all that legal documentation because you did something and the FBI is trying to track you, Discord will gladly hand over your data. And since we're talking about law and government, once again, I shall remind you the CCP and Tencent investing in Discord. So once again, just to make it extremely clear, if you want to do domestic terrorism, if you want to do illegal stuff, you're an enemy of the CCP, never ever do it on a massive platform like Discord. That is just completely idiotic. Now it's time to end off with two fun little facts. If you go to your Discord settings, privacy and safety, you can actually request all your data, and looking through this massive package will make you realize how much Discord tracks you on basically everything you do. But this has always been a thing, and I think this massive outrage is really caused by people realizing that, wait, Discord isn't a super private platform. It never was in the first place. Now the last thing I want to talk about are the new changes of Discord's terms of service, and this is extremely important if you are an American Discord user. Basically, when you accept Discord's terms of service, which is a very long document, if you go to settling disputes between you and Discord, there actually is something called an agreement to arbitrate. And what this means is basically you won't be able to take Discord to public court or file a class action lawsuit against Discord. And this is not good for two reasons. The first reason is that if there's a class action lawsuit, you can get money from it. Now, the second reason that this isn't good is because basically if you tried to sue Discord, you'd go into arbitration and all that stuff would be private. It wouldn't be on the news. However, if you decline to arbitrate and you take a full-on public class action lawsuit, then Discord is in the media and it would piss off their investors, which is absolutely hilarious. And if you look at Discord's terms of service, if you scroll down, you actually do have an opt-out option. So opt-out, you can decline this agreement to arbitrate by emailing an opt-out notice to arbitration-opt-out@discord.com within 30 days of March 27th. So get on that right now. And if you're a first-time Discord user, then you actually can do that anytime within 30 days of you first registering your Discord account. So if you're American and you want to get money and you want Discord to look like an idiot and their investors to be pissed off, then follow my 3-step process. 1. Open up your email and send an email to arbitration-opt-out@discord.com. Then, second step, put in your full name, then do -opt-out. The third step, in the message, put I, full legal name, request to be opted out of the agreement to arbitrate clause in Discord's terms of service. In summary, this whole entire Reddit post was just complete fluff. This whole post was just someone reading in between the lines and not understanding what's going on, making a false assumption, and then people on Twitter took it to the extreme, and now I'm basically forced to make this video because everyone in my comments keeps asking for it, which is driving me nuts. This whole entire thing really made me lose faith in humanity, but it'll come back some other day, hopefully. Bye-bye. I love you.